All right, let's talk about something that pretty much runs the modern internet, Amazon EC2. Seriously, if you've ever wondered what's behind the curtain for countless websites and apps, a lot of the time the answer is right here in the cloud. So let's get into it.
You know, to really get why EC2 is such a huge deal, you gotta look at how things used to be. Not that long ago, getting a server was a total nightmare. We're talking months of waiting for hardware, paying a fortune up front, and then being stuck with whatever you bought. EC2 just flipped that whole script on its head. Now, you can launch a server in minutes, not months. You only pay for what you actually use, and you can scale your power up or down whenever you want.
So yeah, let's just stick with that old way for another second, because honestly, understanding the pain makes the solution that much sweeter. The problem with physical hardware, it was a real killer for new ideas and innovation.
I mean, just imagine this, right? You had to basically be a fortune teller and guess how much traffic you'd have months from now. If you guess too low, your website goes down during a big spike. If you guess too high, you're just throwing money away on a giant, expensive box that's just sitting there doing nothing. It was just so inefficient.
Okay, so you've got this massive problem, this incredible inefficiency. And that right there is where the cloud story really begins. Amazon Web Services saw this huge opening and came in with something that completely changed the game, EC2.
So what is this thing officially? Well, the name, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, actually tells you everything you need to know. First up, elastic. That just means it can stretch and shrink to whatever size you need whenever you need it. Then you've got compute, which is just a techie word for processing power. And cloud? Well, that just means it's all running in Amazon's gigantic worldwide network of data centers.
And here's the absolute easiest way to think about it. Instead of buying a whole physical server, you're just renting a tiny, virtual slice of one of Amazon's. And the really cool part, it's ready for you in minutes. You can fire one up right now from your laptop.
All right, so you're sold. You want to rent one of these virtual servers. So what does that even involve? Well, it's kind of like building with Legos. You just need to know what the basic blocks are that make up your server and tell it what to do. And here they are. Now, I know, this might look like a bunch of tech jargon, but trust me, the ideas behind these words are super simple. The virtual server itself, that's what we call an instance. Everything else on this list is just how you set it up.
This is where it all just clicks. These analogies make it so easy. First, you have your AMI. Think of this as the blueprint for your server. It has the operating system, all the software, everything ready to go. Next, the instance type. This is the engine size of your server. Do you need a little 2-cylinder or a massive V8? This decides your CPU and memory. Then you've got your security group. This is literally the bouncer at the door of your club, deciding who and what gets in and out. And last but not least, the EBS volume. Just think of it like a detachable hard drive where all your data lives safe and sound. So we've got our building blocks, right? The blueprint, the engine, the bouncer. Now, how do we put it all together and actually get this thing running? You're gonna love this. It's basically just 3 simple steps.
Seriously, it boils down to this. Step 1, launch. You just picked your blueprint, the AMI, and your engine size, the instance type. Boom. Step 2, connect. You use your own private digital key to securely log in. And step 3, and this one is so important, clean up. When you're done, you terminate it. You turn it off. And the second you do that, the billing stops. That is the magic of on-demand right there.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about money. Because honestly, the way EC2 handles pricing is what makes it an absolute game changer, especially if you're a startup or just a developer with a cool idea. Just look at that number for a second, 90%, a 90% discount on computing power. You're probably asking, how in the world is that possible? Well, it's all about using Amazon's leftover capacity, the servers they have running that nobody else is using at that exact moment.
And this chart really drives the point home. On the one hand, you've got the standard on-demand price. That's full price, but hey, you're guaranteed to have that server whenever you want it. But then, look at that other bar, spot instances. This is where you can get those insane discounts. It's the secret weapon for anyone doing huge amounts of data processing without a huge budget.
So what's the catch? There's always a catch, right? Well, here it is. It's all about a trade-off. With on-demand, you get certainty. It's perfect for your main website, something that absolutely cannot go down. But with spot instances, you get those amazing savings. But, and this is a big but, Amazon can take that server away from you with just a 2-minute warning. This makes it perfect for stuff that can be stopped and started again, like processing huge files or running tests.
And this quote from the AWS stocks just nails it. The point isn't just about being cheaper.
It's that when you stop worrying about hardware costs, you can move so much faster. You can try new things, you can experiment, you can build and launch applications quicker than was ever possible before.
So, I want to leave you with this one final thought. For pretty much all of history, one of the biggest things stopping someone from building something amazing was just getting access to the raw computing power. EC2 completely removes that barrier. So the question for you isn't, can I do it anymore? The question is, with this kind of power at your fingertips, what amazing problem are you going to solve first?